You're listening to the Reluctant Adult Podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow us on social media and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the way.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million.
This week from the internet, hot diggity dog. Mickey Mouse enters the public domain, and the horror genre is looking to capitalize faster than you can spell M-O-U-S-E. Plus, the Pop-Tarts mascot takes media consumption to horrifying new levels. And the Has Laboratory is unleashing Ecto Stretch technology on the Ghostbusters. That's it. You people have stood in my way long enough. I'm going to clown college. It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast.
Don't you be a dummy! Buckle your safety belt!
Think, Billy. It's morphin' time!
Welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's made with Ecto Stretch technology, Bill.
Hi, everyone, and my fright features are top-notch.
So, the newest wave of Ghostbuster, kids line, kids-geared toys for Firehouse. It's still called Firehouse, right? They never changed that.
No, it's called Frozen Empire.
That's right. They did change
Yes,
it. It's called
they
Frozen
did.
Empire. That's right. They did
Yes.
change it. It was called Firehouse originally. So the kids line is slipping out there into Target. Still no word if we're going to see another Plasma series. So
Right.
maybe not. But that could come later. We don't know. We don't want to throw in the towel yet. It's so easy for them to do the suited bodies. You would think they would just do it. But
Right.
we'll see what happens. So the kids line, for the first movie, which was called Afterlife, that line was called Fright Features, correct?
Yes.
Longtime fans of Ghostbusters will remember that for the real Ghostbusters, the second series was also called Fright Features.
It was.
Now
it was fright
Hasbro,
features for the main guys for the Ghostbusters proper.
yeah, the first series
Yeah.
was the 4 guys dressed like
Right.
the hero costumes. Second series, Fright Features, totally new sculpts. That series is now being re-released by Hasbro, who absorbed Kenner, and that is also going to be out on shelves concurrently with this new set that is not called Fright Features. We think it's going to be called Ecto Stretch Technology or some form of that. That's the only branding on the box.
Ecto Stretch Tech.
Ecto Stretch Tech. And now, what is Ecto Stretch Tech?
So lots of leaks from Ghostbusters. It looks like it's almost the ghosts that accompany the Spengler family, and was it Gruberstein? Paul Rudd's
McGruber.
character? Was it McGruber?
McGruber!
Ooh.
Is it not? It's something.
Ooh, no.
Goober. It's Goober,
It
right?
is. Gooberson or something like that.
Yeah.
Gary
Son of Goober.
Gooberson.
It's Gooberson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's him and the 3 Spenglers, and each one comes with
Yeah.
a ghost. And nearest I could tell is the ghosts are made of a stretchy hand material.
Yes, the sticky hand.
So
the sticky hand.
yeah, the sticky hand.
Yeah, but
Sticky
probably not
hand.
sticky. But hopefully not sticky.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Not. That would-
So I'm actually now that you've said it that way, I'm actually excited
Yeah.
for these because that's just a fun toy to have, like a little squishy.
Right.
It's like you squish it in one area and it would make the bubble, and then you would think you
Yes.
could pop it, but it would never pop because it has technology.
So I sent you an Amazon link with the back
They
end
were in
of
stock.
Slimer. They were in stock. They're out of stock
Yeah.
now or currently unavailable.
It was a mistake.
Who knows
Yeah,
if orders got
shouldn't-
processed?
Should not have been
However,
on there.
they're hollow in the back, so the Ghostbuster figure itself can
they have a gaping
fit
hole
into the ghost. They have a gaping hole
right around where their rectum would be, like just approximately rectum, the rectum area of the body.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at the one that comes with Callie Spangler. I thought was like a garlic, like a big giant bulb of garlic or an onion, but it was actually a trash bag, like ghost trash bag.
Wait, what? Is that that's the ghost? It's a trash bag?
That's the ghost. It's like a trash bag ghost. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
And then Phoebe comes with like a skeleton ghost.
The blue, yeah. And then Paul
Trevor?
Rudd he's got what's his? It's Pukey. That's his name.
Oh, is that Pukey? Yeah, Pukey.
I think he has Pukey,
yeah,
the
lots of
yellow
leaks.
one.
Lots of leaks for Ghostbusters this week.
Well, it's not leaks. They're just like showing up at retail.
Right, but Funko had put out solicitation for their items, and they gave us the villain's name.
That's nice. Those look nice.
Do they? Yeah.
Funko looks. It's like they're like too detailed now. So people were trying to like guess the plot based on the Funko face of the Ray figure. It's like it looks like he has it looks like he may be possessed, and like his shirt said repossessed, you know. And it's like, oh, his face looks like he might be possessed, like, and he's holding a ball
orb.
Yeah, it's like maybe that's like an important plot point. So it's funny now that like the Funkos have become so detailed that we can assume plot points to movies based on them. And then they had the little mini puff in a hamster wheel, which I think is cute. So it's like they've carried forward those, and they're like experimenting on them or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I can assume that a couple of them survived.
Yeah, I thought those were fun. You know, it's like Gizmo and Gremlins. Like you got to have the cute factor with movies today. You got to have that Baby Yoda.
Of cute marketing. Yeah. Around that time, it was like, let's make Stay Puft cute.
Yeah.
I can't
was
say
always
that it
cute. I will say,
yeah,
Stay Puft,
he
was always cute. Yeah,
he's an adorable sailor.
He's a little. Come on, who doesn't like Stay Puft? And then Slimer is definitely the face of this franchise because they have little blind box figures, and there's half of them are Slimer, and it's not like multiple characters. It's just Slimer. Like how they do Baby Yoda and the different looks. Yeah,
well, they've moved past just Baby Yoda now, and they actually mix
true.
those lines up. So now, you get 50% Slimer and you get 50% Mini Puffs, and I don't know if they're the same size as the what was it, the marshmallow goo from the first movie, or if they're
I think we're supposed
larger.
to forget about those. I think they look more detailed at least.
I can't forget about those.
I don't think I ever saw those.
Those were the biggest disappointment because they came out so late. Like they pushed the movie back and therefore pushed back the product. And that was one of the products that suffered because the quality of the slime deteriorated. Mm-hmm. So it was just like disgusting in your hands to like.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't fare well. Yeah, that was a more time.
Not,
so maybe they learned their lesson. I haven't seen anything with slime yet. We have Ecto Stretch technology. Hopefully that holds up. It doesn't deteriorate like the slime.
We're getting a new Neutrono wand. It's like the Neutrono
new kids
blaster.
New blaster. It's like the one they released that had like the weird attachments, the blue one for kids, but this one is black. It comes with the orange tip, so like that has followed through. No one's gonna think that's a real weapon. It's got some nice yellow and black caution tape on there, and then it has some sort of like extendy something that was shown on the back of the box. What is that? Is that the pumpkin hat?
That's me keeping myself safe with my orange tip.
It's your orange tip? You put an orange tip? We all have to have... That's a good product to sell.
Watch
like
out!
A little hat.
I'm dangerous.
We've all got our orange tips on. Nobody's going to think that we're just toys. That's how you denote that something is a toy.
We're just toys, everybody.
We're just toys. Like toys. Yeah. It's just... I'm just a toy. I always thought that someone would get wise and just start putting orange tips on actual weapons, and then we could stop all this. We could stop all this because like there's no way to know. There's no way to know.
Right. Oh my.
But so far, it just makes me think of that. Did you see that story this week about the 8-foot-tall alien at the Miami Mall?
No. Elaborate.
There's no like good firsthand footage of this, as there are with all alien encounters.
But there was some hubbubaloo at a Miami mall, and reports were coming out of a shadowy 10-foot figure that people were saying was an alien. So if you checked on social media around 5 o'clock on Friday, you would see a bunch of posts about people being like, yep, I saw it. It definitely was an alien.
Encounter. Wow.
They're trying to say it was just some rowdy kids, but nope, definitely an alien. Didn't have an orange tip. Definitely an alien.
No. We got another one. Is it's like an interactive Slimer. That one's actually pretty exciting.
I like that one a lot. You squish him down. Like in one of the pictures, it looks like he pushes top half down. He like sinks into the rest of him.
Oh, okay. And he can put your hands in his mouth and everything. And
yeah, you can like. There's all these little things you're supposed to, like trigger points on him. Yeah, like put your finger. Like obviously you're gonna put your finger in his mouth, so that's right. Might as well make that a sensor point.
Hopefully, they won't have like sensor points on his butt. You don't know. Slimer does have a butt.
They gave him very defined cheeks with cellulite, so I think. I mean, some people were making fun of the fact that we had a ghost named Pukey, but I love it. Because it's not like in the movie they never called him Slimer, so I don't think in the movie they're gonna call him Pukey. It's just like a silly little name.
They never called that blue ghost the Muncher ghost.
That's right.
Either.
He just was. Like, he had the Muncher. We just knew. Yeah. So I wouldn't. If that's your biggest complaint about this movie, then shut up.
It's just too lowbrow.
Yeah,
lowbrow to me. Oh, it's pukey.
I love everything they're doing so far. Everything from the way that the trailer made me feel like this was an episode of Real Ghostbusters to the toys. Yeah. Even the redeco Ecto 1, instead of having the remote control trap, it has a drone trap on top, which is just, it makes total sense. It makes total sense that they would have that. Of course.
It does. Yeah.
Of course they would. So that very logical continuation of that.
And very Real Ghostbusters-esque. You would definitely
exactly.
You know?
I love it. Like they're doing the right. Like some people will always have differing opinions on what Ghostbusters should be. It's like it's a horror, it's a comedy, it's somewhere in between. But if you can follow that roadmap from Real Ghostbusters, I don't think you can stray. I think that's. You can have a lot of fun. Be safe. You can have a lot of fun. You can have laughs. You can have your scares. I think that is the way to go. So very good. Anything else from Ghostbusters? We mentioned
anything
Funko
else from Ghostbusters?
Ecto Stretch.
Can't think of anything.
We have plenty of time before the movie comes out, so if we do miss anything, we will talk about it between now, twixt now and then, as they say.
A lot came out within the week, so it's like we took a week off, but now we got so much Ghostbusters content to talk about, which is fun.
That's right. We did take a week off. I was gonna say if we did the show, so we were gonna do the show, and then just like life happens. Life happens.
Sure.
You lost power. I fell asleep. Nobody.
Right.
No, we all made mistakes. But you're on here. You're on the precipice of a historic winter storm. So if we didn't do it today, you probably won't have power for like the next few weeks. So we had to sneak it in.
I was telling my wife, I'll tell you why I think this is a historic storm. It's the first time in 2 years that Boston, because if you equate Massachusetts with Boston, you know that Boston just encompasses all of Massachusetts.
Absolutely.
But it is the first, so if you go look up the weather, it's just how it's going to impact Boston, not how it's going to impact me.
Who cares?
In the center of the state.
The other stuff. Yeah.
No, it's just Boston. Boston apparently hasn't had plowable. Yeah, sure. And the Celtics are there. Whatever.
The Bruins.
But
not the Patriots.
Right.
Not the Patriots. No. Little known fact. Patriots do not even play in Massachusetts. Where are they? Right. Connecticut? Rhode Island?
Foxborough.
That's right. It's not it's still Massachusetts. It's just not Boston. It's Foxborough.
Right.
Nowhere near Boston. Just outside. Very far away. As far away you could be.
Yeah. Going back to the weather. Boston hasn't had plowable snow in 2 years.
Wow.
So this is the first storm that potentially could bring snow that you would have to move with a shovel.
You're going to be using those 2-year-old salt and sand to fix the roads. It's not going to work. It's going to have deteriorated like the goo in the Ghostbuster figures.
Right. Damn it, we held on to it for too long.
Well, my mother is here in town, and she has to fly back tomorrow, so hopefully the weather is fine for that. But as you know, if you're a fan of the show, when my mom visits, she brings some of my childhood toys, and she'll check with me beforehand with what I want, but sometimes there are surprises. And one of those surprises this trip was a mint on card G.I. Joe motorized action pack. Look at this. Do you remember these?
Wow.
And then there's
Vaguely.
a drill
Oh,
one. Look
my.
at that. That's nice. Someone hand wrote the price on it. Clearly
Shame
not
on them.
understanding that in the future these would be highly collectible items. And then there's more on the back. There's especially love this, the mountain climber that comes with Big Boa. Was that his name? The boxer guy
Yes.
who's getting a classified figure. So I wonder if these will be incorporated into the classified line in some way.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
This is my flag
mini
point that I can
rig.
send away for the super soldier or Sergeant Slaughter, I think at the one time you could send away
Sergeant
for.
Slaughter, yeah. The
Yeah,
Steel
it's
Brigade
very
figure, I think, was on there.
Yeah, I have lots of goodies. She brought the Technodrome, the original Technodrome that you had secondhand that we talked about last week. The Ninja Turtle sewer, the original one with a little periscope and the swings on the telephone pole. So I'll get
Lots
some
of
nice
fun
footage
there,
of
too.
that. Put that
There
over
we go.
what we're talking about. And then the foot vehicle that was like a spider, but on the tip of each leg there was either a boxing glove or a boot or something. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay. Yes.
It looked like a spider, and the foot soldier would ride
did.
on top of it. It had a
Right,
string. It was lower down.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff. And then the original giant turtles, which I have confirmed that Donatello came with one bow, Leonardo came with one katana, Michelangelo came with one nunchuck, and Raphael 2 sides. So the only turtle with 2 weapons was Raphael.
Interesting.
I think that is. I think that
more
makes
you
sense
know.
for all of them, except I feel like Leonardo should have had 2 swords. I think that was. I don't know.
Yeah,
If
that's
it's
a missed
cost
opportunity.
cutting, but I really feel like he needs to have both. Yeah, I picture him with 2 swords. Like Michelangelo, okay, because you have one end of the nunchuck in each hand, you can get away
Right.
with that maybe.
Donatello's
like
safe. He only always
Definitely
had the
just
one.
need the one bow for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, very fun. Very fun.
Good.
stuff
That's
there.
exciting stuff.
We have an update on Fresh Monkey Fiction's Naughty or Nice collection. So as you know, Series 3 is currently crowdfunding. You can go on naughtyornice.com or Big Bad Toy Store. They need to get to a certain number to turn on the machines to get these produced, but they had an update. They said that if Series 3 is successful, they're going to make a sleigh vehicle before next Christmas. So, this year they're making the reindeer. Hopefully those will get produced, and then they'll have a sleigh. So then you'll have the complete Santa collection. It'll be beautiful. Series 3, the 112 figures, so those are 7-inch figures, are currently 75% funded. The smaller, the 4-inch 118 figures are a little bit behind. So those are definitely more in danger of not happening. So if you want some 4-inch Santas, get on there. And they did say they've extended funding for another month because Series 2 should be coming in stock any day now, and they want people to be able to have those in hand to see how good they are, so that then they can go and support Series 3. So that's the game plan. They're very close, so still very hopeful that we're going to get Series 3 in its entirety. And then they also mentioned, you may remember prior to Halloween, they tried to do a Halloween collection of Naughty or Nice that did not get funded, but they're looking at options to do that as a limited run, whatever that means. So if you were a fan of those, if you tried to fund those, there's still hope. So you're saying there's a chance. There's always hope.
Right.
There's always hope. Unless you're a Pop-Tart and then your end game, your final destination is probably set in stone.
Yeah.
Now, we're a little bit removed from this, but I feel like it's a big enough story that we need to talk about it.
We need our opinion on this because
we need to go on the record on the Pop-Tart mascot. So if you're not familiar with this, where have you been? You missed a good one.
Right.
There was a college football game. So, if you're not familiar with the concept of sports, for like the holiday times, they have college football championship games where these two teams come. I don't know if they play on a neutral site or there's, one of teams are a home team. However, it is. This one was actually in Orlando, and we drove by the arena where it was, the stadium, and the marketing for it still had the Cheez-It, which was how it was promoted last year. They didn't even have updated Pop-Tart marketing. So I don't know if the Cheez-It people like fell out at the last minute and the Pop-Tart people stepped up. And if that's the case, wow.
How come I saw the Cheez-It a week later then? Or was
Maybe
that
they
just
did both.
old
Maybe they
footage?
did both. I don't know. Now I'm confused because somebody did like a history of this bowl game, and the prior year it was Cheez-It, and it was in Orlando.
Okay.
So I don't think there's another stadium. Like this is like, it used to be Tinker Field. I think it's Camping World Stadium now.
So it's a
Whatever.
sponsored game.
Every game is sponsored by someone, even if it's just like the
Okay.
city. Like they always try to
So-
get money out of somebody.
So this was the Pop-Tart Bowl.
This was the Pop-Tart Bowl,
Yeah.
and they had this guy, this Pop-Tart, this anthropomorphic Pop-Tart running around during the game, causing hijinks, like
Yes,
way more
which
than
was
you would think would be
hilarious.
allowed. He was like interacting with the refs, like like
So-
the game was clearly secondary since we have no idea who played
So Kansas City played. I know that much.
against whom.
That's against
Look at you.
Well, they
you
won,
think you're
but
so smart. You knew
I'm
one
50%
team.
smart.
You knew
I
one
visited,
team.
I visited
Big
my
shot
doctor
over here,
this
Mr.
week,
Sports.
and he diagnosed me a certified genius this past week, so I was okay.
Your doctor can do that? Did he have you take an internet test to
No,
make
this
sure?
was just based on my housing savvy. So
Oh, okay. So this is like a legit conversation you guys had, and he was very. He
was.
was impressed
It
with
was.
your wheelings and dealings with your double
Correct.
house. Okay, very good.
Correct.
Very good.
But back to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yes,
The
please.
Pop-Tart, the anthropomorphic Pop-Tart rose out of a toaster, correct? At first?
Well, is that how his life started? That's how his life ended. I don't
Well,
know that it
so-
started that way. 'cause
I
would
thought
already
he
be
came out
fried.
of the toaster. I thought he came out of the toaster, like, here I am. And then,
Maybe.
like you said, he created his the hijinks all over the place throughout
He's
the
just
whole
running
game.
around. Yeah.
And
Creating
I'll tell you
memorable
where,
moments.
Yes, and I'll tell you where it ended for me. He gets back on the
Sure.
Pop-Tart, back on the toaster, with a little sign that says "Dreams do come true."
Dreams do come true.
And then he goes down into the toaster, and that's where it
Begins
ended
his
for me.
descent. Begins
And I
his
was
descent.
like-
He threw the sign
so-
up.
I was already disturbed at that point because I was like,
Yeah.
this guy captured everyone's hearts and imaginations. And I was like, oh, and then he just toasts himself. So at that point, it was just funny to me.
He was not here for a long time. He was here for a good
No.
time.
Well, I woke up the next day and I saw the remainder of the clip.
Well, here's the
And
thing.
I was
the
sent over
winning
the edge.
the winning team was allowed to consume his body.
Yes. Right.
He came out of the toaster like on a conveyor belt.
right.
And at this point, he had transformed from a man in a costume to just edible pastry on a board. And they just went at him. And it was weird, too, because it was like they were just eating...
crowd.
They were just eating
with
the
their bare
frosted
hands.
part. It's like below was red, which is like
Right.
the berry filling. But, it just looked like his blood.
Yes.
I don't know the anatomy of Pop-Tarts, but
They tore him apart.
they just tore him apart, and all they left was one eye, so he could watch he could enjoy from whatever afterlife Pop-Tarts go to. He could enjoy everybody enjoying him.
They become toaster strudels. It's their
Oh,
afterlife.
they're reincarnated as a better food. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I love toaster strudels. I thought that was a huge improvement over the Pop-Tart. It was so flaky and warm.
Sure.
Did you even bother toasting a Pop-Tart? I would eat them cold.
I'm 50-50. It depends on the Pop-Tart.
See, I didn't think it was worth it, and then it would be so hot that you'd have to wait like 10 minutes to even enjoy it. It would be so hot. It's like a hot
That's true.
pocket.
I can safely say I never tried an unfrosted Pop-Tart. Did you?
What? They make that?
They did.
Like diet Pop-Tart? With
So
no
it just
frosting?
didn't have the frosting. Yeah, it was just like a strawberry Pop-Tart without the frosting. Or they made blueberry too.
Oh, the inside. Oh,
Yeah.
See, I can picture it, but I feel like that's like the Walmart brand. Like, there's not like Pop-Tart proper does not sell an unfrosted Pop-Tart,
They do.
but maybe they do. I don't know.
They do.
Anyway, so for at least the weekend, the Pop-Tart was everything. It was our everything.
Yes.
People were making custom action figures. People were memorializing him. He captured our hearts. He made me want to eat Pop-Tarts. I did not, but he made me for a moment. If I was in a Walmart, I probably would have grabbed a box. So mission accomplished, Pop-Tart people. Who are the Pop-Tart people? Kellogg's?
Kellogg's. Yeah.
And now we have to worry about copycat marketing. Like, what other mascots? Here's a question for you. What anthropomorphic mascot would you like to consume? So, like, not Tony the Tiger, because he's not made of Frosted Flakes.
Not Chester Cheeto.
No, although I feel like he has some Cheeto dust on him, so you could probably get like a
Lick his
contact high.
fingers.
Lick his gloves.
Yeah.
What other
the gloves.
edible mascots are there? Not the Cheerios bee.
Probably the goldfish.
No, he's not food.
Probably the goldfish.
No, we're saying the Pop-Tart is food.
Oh,
What other?
joking, like which one you would eat?
No. I want like what would be an edible, like something that wouldn't be weird. Like, it'd be weird if you ate Lucky the Leprechaun. But if there's a Pop-Tart walking down the street and you take a bite out of it, no one's gonna call the cops. Like, what? Of course we're gonna eat the Pop-Tart.
The goldfish, maybe? That's the only thing I can think of.
They don't even have eyes. I feel like that's like
They do.
disgusting.
The newer,
I don't.
the
That
newer
really creeps me
iterations
out.
have eyes. Okay.
Oh, I don't. There used to be like Teddy Grahams, something with that.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back to
Oh,
this.
yeah, the
in
bear,
the
the
comment
Teddy
section.
Graham.
Let us
Yeah,
know
Teddy Grahams.
what mascot you would like to eat. What is the most delicious looking mascot? I'm very curious about this now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll come back to that. What else
It
happened
has
this
the best
week?
mouthfeel.
Oh my god, that's what you made it. I didn't think it could be any worse, but you made it worse. Speaking of making things worse, Mickey Mouse went into public domain this year. And do you know what that means? Do you know the ramifications of going into public domain?
It means that you could actively replace me as a co-host with Mickey Mouse.
There's a guy on TikTok that we follow, and he has a Mickey puppet, like the one you can buy from Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And he does, like, he's off camera and he does the Mickey voice.
Right.
And it's, it's sort of like Triumph, the insult comic dog from Conan, like that I would equate it to
Yeah.
that.
He says some.
And
he
he's
says
been
some
said
foul stuff.
He says some foul stuff that you wouldn't want Mickey, like that's like
Right.
the thing he does. Like, and then he does this like deep voice like this, like Mickey
Yeah.
get really creepy. And he's been sent cease and desist. And like he made a series of videos where he's like, I'm gonna stop. And then he tried to just be himself for like a month, and then he's like, no one likes this, I'm going back to the Mickey puppet.
Yeah.
And he did. And now he could technically get away with this, but he has here's the caveat. It's not any version of Mickey Mouse, because it's based on the very first incarnation of Mickey Mouse, which was Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse.
Right.
But if you look at that Mickey Mouse hasn't changed that much. And not only is it based on that version, if there were posters supporting that version, and there were, and they were colorized, and they had yellow shoes and red pants, so your Mickey that you own, or you own but no one owns, nobody owns this, so you can use it. He has red pants. He just looks like Mickey Mouse. He's got gloves. Like, they haven't changed Mickey Mouse that much.
No, it's similar to what they've done with Runaway Railway. That Mickey Mouse is a very close approximation to the original Steamboat Willie.
Oh, he's got like yellow eyes, like those versions.
Right. Well, they
Or
did like
Goofy
a
has
Mickey
yellow
and
eyes.
Minnie. They did like a Mickey and Minnie animation probably
I don't
2-3 years ago.
I don't like that
And-
current.
But you know what I'm talking
know-
about, right? It's
I do.
a lot similar to the Steamboat Willie aesthetic.
Well, Disney's argument is we've changed Mickey over the years, so like these subsequent versions of him are not in public domain.
Sure.
So
I
it's like
understand that.
they may go after certain people if their Mickey doesn't look enough like Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, I get that.
But just as when Winnie the Pooh went into public domain and we saw that horror movie starring the characters
Blood and
Winnie the
Honey.
Pooh, Blood and Honey. There's already 2 Mickey Mouse horror movies set to
I thought it was
debut this
3.
year. Well, at least 2. There's probably a bunch of them. Everybody had the same brilliant idea. This is what people want to see.
Right.
So,
well, that's the whole idea behind it, is that, you know, one entity shouldn't have sole control over something like that. That's not how creativity is made. This is just
that is
for
definitely
more creativity.
That is definitely the argument behind public domain. But would you also argue that these like get rich quick scheme movies
they
being
definitely
creative
feel like that.
This is
Right.
if anything, this is supporting Disney's claim that it should not be in public domain, because look at how you're destroying this character by making these awful versions of him.
I think I saw like every t-shirt company put
Yes.
Mickey Mouse up,
100%.
like $6 tees and like
Yeah, of course.
T-Fury and every other
Why
thing.
not? It's legal
Right.
until it's not, and it probably will stay legal because people have challenged public domain, and it's stood the test. Some other characters are set to enter public domain in the next few years. Donald Duck. Really, if you just go back, because what is it? 70 years since the death of the creator. Is that like the metric they use to determine?
Is that
when
the
you enter
metric? I
public?
thought it was 100. I thought it was 100 years.
Maybe, I don't know. But
Yeah.
how long ago did Walt Disney die?
I don't know.
100 years ago?
80.
Didn't they just celebrate the 100th anniversary of Disney? So
They
I don't think
did,
it was 100
yeah.
years. But whatever.
Okay.
We're all
I
in
don't
trouble.
know.
Someday we'll enter public domain. Will that be
That's
something?
great.
Our great grandchildren can recreate this podcast without
sweet.
being sued by our trust or whatever we create to protect our images.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
That's a thought.
Bill, as you know, we are very influential in the collectible space, the action figure space. A lot of media fandoms, Star Wars, wrestling. But I think above else, the area where we have the most sway, the most influence, is Power Rangers. I think. Could you agree with that? We've had a lot of success. With
I would
videos about Power
say measuring content to content, I would say the Power Rangers content far succeeds anything else in terms of
this is
returns.
Yes.
Yes.
This is due in mostly to your contributions. You are a big fan, and you are
huge
very
fan.
knowledgeable on the topic.
You know
you
it.
spoke at Ranger Stop this year. Oh no,
I
that
did.
was me. I'm talking about me. That's right.
Oh,
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Must
I
have been a
confused those
fever
things.
dream of mine then. Right.
Yeah, no, you weren't there. You haven't even seen it. I haven't uploaded it.
No.
Anyway, because of this, we've been recognized by this company named Cake Worthy. They are a maker of fine outerwear. You can
Apparel.
see I'm apparel. Thank you. That's a better word.
Yeah.
I'm modeling their Power Ranger hoodie right now. I enjoy this quite a bit. You can see the designs on here. They're not just like the cookie cutter Power Ranger designs you see on stuff.
Yeah.
Like when the show first came out, you would get like a stress ball that had like the Red Ranger on it. No, these are like newly designed. You got 6, including the Green Ranger represented. Very nice. So they actually sent me several items of apparel, and I thought this would be a wonderful opportunity to just do a little bit of a fashion show for our viewers. Fashion show at lunch. So I'm gonna go off headset and model this. And if you wouldn't mind providing some commentary,
Of course.
sort of describing what I'm wearing, you're just talking
Yes.
about it, going in depth into Power Ranger lore and if it relates to anything like that.
Of
Does that sound
course.
good? All right,
Yes.
we're gonna give this a shot. Here we go.
This is great. I'm looking forward to this.
So going off mic, gonna swing that
He's
out.
off mic.
My light above me.
I'll be careful. So when I first saw Paul today, I thought he was modeling a bed sheet. I was unaware. There you go. Turn the light on. Oh wow! Look at that setup.
There we go. All right.
More interesting stuff behind him than the hoodie. Yeah, Paul talks about Power Rangers a lot, and I just shut my mouth the whole time. It's terrible. He shoehorns me into Star Wars, which I like to a degree, but at the same time, he talks circles around Power Rangers, and I just can't keep up at all. And it's terrible. I find myself not talking, or if I do, I'm like, or Probably. Oh, there's the bed sheet.
Nice item. This is the throw blanket.
Oh, throw it on the ground.
Sort of baseball card logo.
There we go.
You can see on there.
Look at that. He'll be like the fanciest refugee in the world if he puts it over his head.
Giving the blades
Yep.
different color. It's very
Yep.
nice.
That's the Golden Ranger that he's wearing. There he goes.
The winter.
Wow. Yep. Oh, look, now he's modeling his refugee wear. There we go. Oh, I'm so cold. Look at that. Oh, I found it in the 90s refugee wear. Oh. What's next? Oh, it's a windbreaker. I think. Is that what that is? It's jingly.
Now, this is a real nice item.
Oh my
It's a
God.
Windbreaker. Look at the logo.
It is a
on the
windbreaker.
back. Can you see that? Very nice.
It's a very, there's a nice, you maybe go join like a bowling league with this.
There you go.
The Mighty Morphin
There.
pin
Also has a
pushers or
I
something.
don't know if this is a thing.
It's so
It's
shiny.
sort of pointy. I don't know if that's.
Why is it pointy?
You can pull it down. I don't know why it's
Oh.
so pointy.
It almost looks like latex. Like if he's like into like latex wear.
Very nice material.
There we go. Again, he loves Power Rangers so much. I can't compete. I'm amazed that there's other properties behind him. I mean, predominantly it's Power Rangers. Okay, he's pulling out a flannel now. A flannel coming back or just
This out.
seasonally. I can't flannel outside of the fall.
It actually glows. I'm gonna turn the light off again. See.
Does it glow in the dark? Or does it just glow with his enthusiasm for Power Rangers, which is just omnipresent for every part of the... I don't think you turn the light off. Nope. I don't see the glow. Speaking of glow, Hasbro, please re-release the Ecto Glow figures. That would be fantastic. That's what we really want. Fright Features is fine, but Ecto Glow, that's what we really, really, really would like. So Paul got a full amount of free clothing. Now he can buy more toys because he got free clothes, which is just the dream to collectors. That's why we always ask for socks for Christmas, and we always get underwear because we're unwilling to buy any throughout the year because we're too busy buying toys. And now back to Paul.
Yeah. So there you go.
Terrific. I enjoyed every bit of that.
Was that good? You...
Oh,
Just some nice
fantastic.
stuff. So that again, that's Cake Worthy. Hop on there. Tell
Thank
them
you, Cake Worthy.
the reluctant. Thank you, Cake Worthy. Tell them the Reluctant Adult podcast sent you. Should I fix this?
I am also worthy of cake, so if anyone would just like to send me a cake, that would be ideal.
Are there any catering or bakeries that would like to sponsor the show? Bill is feeling a little hungry tonight.
Yes. Oh, you'll like that. I gave it my all.
Oh, good. No, I knew you
Yes.
would. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You're a professional. I
was
I
on
knew
point.
You knew you would.
It was on point.
You would represent the brand
Yes, indeed.
accordingly. All right, very good. What else we got?
You had the list.
I know.
mean, it was
Anything
a
you
busy
could talk
week.
about? I need a second to catch my breath.
I can't think of anything. I still
you go to
haven't
your-
reached out about that trash bag. I went looking for the contact information for that gentleman in his
It's
trash
too
bag.
late.
Is
You
it?
know,
You
it's
think?
funny. I tagged him in our stuff as like a thank you, and he didn't respond. So he's like mad at us.
Oh, that's too
He's
bad.
like, I tried to do something nice for you jokers. So what you get?
I went looking for it. I couldn't find it.
you
No,
see
I
the
can't
Dan
think
Lar-
of anything. What's going on with Dan Larson in his collection of
Selfie
characters,
series
I guess?
collection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got them all
Did you
of
see?
himself.
He posted. Well, so okay, when he did Hasbro PulseCon.
Yes.
Thank you. And just a heads up, we will be hosting this year. Hasbro has not announced it yet. They've not contacted us. But we're just putting it out there into the universe. It's going to happen.
Where are they going to have it? It's just going to be. They're going to close down every office they can before the.
It's going to be at
The
Mr.
end of the
Stevie's
year.
house.
Oh, beautiful!
Everyone's just invited over. He's got the pool open. It's beautiful.
I feel like that could actually happen.
I do feel like
Yeah.
he's all right. Sidetrack, Mr. Stevie. What a treat! What a treasure! National treasure. So I don't know if you know this or not, but he's British.
Yes, he is.
Did you know that? He's
I
very
did because
British.
I met him. I met him personally.
That's right. You met him in person. Yeah.
Yes.
And he posts videos on Instagram. He actually reached out this week and he loves our videos so much. He loves the content,
great.
specifically the titles, the captions. He was like, I like your captions. I don't care so much about the content, but the captions are very nice. So he asked what software I use for that, and I told him. But I love the way British people speak. They're like magical creatures, but he even types that way.
Oh.
It's just like, I just want to be your friend. I just want to hear you. Can you narrate a book for me? I just would like to hear you speak. What were we talking about?
Mr. Stevie, and we were talking about Dan Larson's
PulseCon.
series.
Yes. So when Dan Larson hosted PulseCon along with, I want to say Zeb? Thu. Sorry, not Zeb.
Zeb.
Not big into Transformers. Sorry, Zeb. They each received every conceivable version of the selfie series with their head on it, including Black Panther, which Dan did not display. He was like, thanks, I'm not including that in the group shot. So I don't know the total. I want to say it was like 17, 20 different versions of Dan Larson sitting there looking at us on the camera.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't see the picture?
No.
All right. Think about it. G.I. Joe. Well, I guess he only had the male character. So Snake Eyes.
Right. Snake Eyes.
Star Wars, Stormtrooper, Rebel Pilot, Mandalorian.
That's it.
Rebel Pilot. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Power Rangers. There's red and black now. I've stopped counting with my fingers, but there's a lot. And then Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Is that it? I feel like there's even more.
So fewer than 10? No, there's not more.
Oh, it seemed like so many.
No.
It seemed like so many.
Maybe he kept putting a
he had them all up
Fantastic
there.
Forehead on everything.
Well, that's the thing. So his selfie series, I think it looks okay. It definitely doesn't look as good as ours does because his face shape is just not the shape of the figure that they have. So like you really got to have a face like that is very round and that'll look like you. Hey. But it was just very funny to me. He had them all out there. Oh, there's you. There's your Ghostbuster.
Yeah, I'm here.
So it was like a little. He's like taking pictures of all the things that he's then gonna like put in a box and never look at again. He's like, I want to document that this happened.
Right.
Someone was like, I hope they paid you in money too, and he's like, they did. So I don't know how much. I don't know. Like we have to negotiate when we do it. So like I don't know how much money we're looking at here. Because they got to pay to fly us up. You could probably drive, but they got to reimburse you for gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need like at least a cool 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
A cool 10.
You think $10 is too much?
Oh.
I'll take it. I'll do it for 5. That's fine.
Sure.
That's fine. So they're doing another Dune movie. I don't know if you know this.
I did know this.
I feel like
follow up. They were always going to make 2 Dune movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was like half, right? This first one was
Correct.
half of the original Dune.
Right.
They're like, this is too much movie. We need this. Make this 2. And it's done. It's been done. They just delayed it because there's nothing else made because of the strike. There's no other movies for years.
Right. That's why I keep seeing TikTok personalities doing like every single commercial possible on TV.
Because they couldn't film. They couldn't film with actors. Because
right. We're like at this point where we're using social media influencers.
Well, that was what we warned about, and now those people are all blacklisted from SAG. So good job throwing your career away, Straw Hat Goofy. Anyway, the figures are out. They've been out. McFarlane did them again.
Yeah.
The first movie figures went to clearance, and that movie was out in conjunction with the toys. But the first toys went to clearance, and that the toys were out in conjunction with the movie. These toys are out a year, whatever, before the movie comes out.
Oh wow, that's that long? My goodness.
Well, I don't know. It's like it's not coming out tomorrow, and the toys have been out for months.
That's not a nice.
So, anyways, this is all to say, there's a new Dune figure out, and apparently Christopher Walken is in the new one.
Okay.
And he just looks like Christopher Walken, but with gray hair. So somebody's like, yes, I'm going to turn this. I'm going to turn this into a Max Schreck figure from Batman Returns. Because it's perfect. It's just exactly what he looked like. His face, at least. I don't know. He had a suit, I'm sure. Like, is that what he looked like? A black suit?
He had, I can't say that he had a black. I think he had pinstripes.
Okay.
I think we were at pinstripes, and he had gloves. He had the leather gloves.
Sure.
And the hair was a little puffier.
The hair.
I love that movie.
Batman Returns.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing him here with just it is the pinstripes, but he's got a white shirt underneath.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we could find, and then the like driving gloves. Yeah, I'm sure we could find a body for that. It is a great film.
I love that.
We
movie.
have this is technically from '89 Batman, but I'm sure they will do Batman Returns. Is it any different, the costume for Batman?
I believe it is. I think the
not
logo.
very.
I think the logo, the bat logo, is different. If I'm not mistaken,
How different?
slightly different.
How different could it be?
It's
looking
the
at the Hot
costume still
Toys.
doesn't have nipples. I know that much.
Does it have? Okay, so you know what? Yeah, the Batman Returns logo I think is the iconic one now, because this is the first movie and it has like the extra points and then the short like middle point, but
Yeah.
Batman Returns has the long middle point on the bottom of the bat. So that is
Okay.
like the more, to me, iconic look. Like the fine. This is like what we're going with. Like we refined it, and this is what we want.
For some reason,
So that'll be
that
fun.
movie, that is fun. The portion of that movie that I loved the most for like the toys was when the Batmobile split into 3 parts.
Yeah.
That was great, and I never got that. I never got that version of the Batmobile, which was sad.
It's such a
Man, I
like
love that
man.
movie.
When you think about Batman, thinking about every possible thing that could happen, he's like, I might have to go down a narrow path once,
Right.
and then I don't need my car anymore after that because it will be destroyed.
Right.
Like, do you think he had Alfred go pick up the other halves, and, like put this back together, or that was like a disposable Batmobile? Like, just crumple it
Could've
up and
been.
throw it away. Yeah, I always thought that was like too ridiculous for me. I was like, what?
Was it?
Someone's gonna pick it up and make their own Batmobile. That's how the Penguin got that technology in the first place. Batman's just leaving like a trail of Batmobiles as he goes. He's don't need that one. Got a
Don't need it.
scratch. Don't need that one.
Leaving his Batmobiles all over the city.
Come on, they're gonna make a law about littering, leaving Batmobiles everywhere.
Just like that old Batman Beyond joke, or was it? It was Justice League when Amanda Waller's like, he left his DNA all over the city.
Yuck.
Right.
About who? Batman?
Yes.
Yuck. Gross.
Do you remember that epilogue episode? That was a good episode too, where
This was Batman Beyond.
this was actually Justice League Unlimited,
Oh.
and it was an epilogue, like a closeout to Batman Beyond.
Gotcha.
So it kind of told that Batman had rewritten the DNA of Terry McGinnis's father. And that Batman was technically, like Bruce Wayne was technically...
Oh, I don't like
Actually,
it.
no, Amanda Waller rewrote the DNA.
Oh, okay. Someone else
Of-
did it.
Yes, it
Gotcha.
wasn't Bruce Wayne.
That's okay then.
And she was like, it was
that's
easy
really
enough
creepy.
to do. It was easy
creepy.
enough to do. He left his DNA
Yeah.
all over the city. And then, like, they flashed to her, and she's like, that's not what I meant. So, like...
Flash to Wonder Woman. It's like, it's true. It's true. What can I say? Oh, it was a kid's cartoon.
It
They were
was.
talking about. It was for children.
Right. Right.
Children heard that. Somebody made a
It impacted
a
me.
real. Did you really? How did it impact you?
I just
You're like,
grew up.
what is that?
I grew up that day.
became a man. Someone made a real life Batmobile from the New Adventures of Batman. Did you see this? The very sleek Batmobile, which
Okay.
it doesn't really translate into real life. It looks kind of ridiculous, but that was one of the things I think I did not care for about the redesign. We talked about this last week, and
We
most
did.
people agree with me. Most people agree with me that the redesigns
tried.
were the best.
I tried
best.
the other night to watch it. Now
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm very confused by this. So I was on Max, and
Okay,
I put
great.
on is it season 3 where it begins?
Really? Is that it? They only
So
got 2
I'm not
seasons of
sure.
the first one.
Well, you
I don't
have
know
to
it by
look at you have to
seasons,
look
'cause
at
it changed-
seasons.
I don't even consider it a continuation because it changed networks. Like it was a new
Right.
show basically.
But like, so my question brings up. So obviously, cartoon seasons could be like 52 episodes.
Well, used
But-
to be, yeah.
Yeah, they're much longer. They could be like 12 episodes, and if the first season could be 52. It's whatever gets it syndicated and on the air longer. But did they go back, because the intro to New Adventures is completely different than the animated series? However, like I tried watching like the first couple episodes of season 3, and it's a Christmas episode with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Begins with that, and they kidnap Bruce Wayne, and they entrance him, so he like buys all this stuff. It's like a tale of like 3 Christmas stories,
right?
And they're redesigned characters, but it's with the original intro. So I'm just kind of confused as to where, or if they just took the intro out, or where did it begin?
That is a good question. I feel like Max probably just cheaped out and used the same intro, even if it did not. I don't know the answer to you. I feel like it must have had, because they had that whole logo where they were red against a red circle, which I guess is the moon, because why would it wouldn't be the sun? That doesn't make sense. So I feel like there was something with that. But then they tried to like tie Superman into this thing too. Like they made a whole block of animation. So I almost feel like maybe there was just like a combined opening and it never got its own proper unique opening.
Okay.
So I don't have an answer to that, but yeah, it may be one of those things that just tacked on. Someone will. I'm sure we could do
someone will be like,
doesn't
why
really
is this
matter.
50-year-old talking
why
about
does everybody think we're
Batman?
50?
Why does everyone think we're 50?
In no world do we look 50. I mean, maybe Bill, but no world. Look what I'm wearing.
Fair.
You think there's a 50-year-old walking around wearing a Power Rangers hoodie? Get out of here. They throw him in jail. Now, 40, perfectly acceptable. 40 is the new, like, 21. That's what I heard. Right?
Fair enough. I guess I could live that lifestyle at this point.
If you're on our TikTok and you take the time to comment and like insult the fact that we collect toys, like you could not be wasting your breath anymore. You're not gonna be like, oh, you know what? I never really thought about it. What am I doing? Why do I have what? Why do you know what? I am a loser. All these toys. No, why didn't anybody ever mention this to me? Damn it!
Why did they say, Bill, stop? You've had enough.
Nobody stood up. If only one person had said, do you really need another toy? I would have been like, damn it, you know what? I could be buying scratch-off tickets with that money.
I could be
buying
my
CDs.
Money away. Yeah.
I could be smoking my money away.
Oh,
but no, I bought tiny plastic men that are worth 300 times their original value.
If only I had listened to that Hot Topic employee back in when I was buying World of Springfield.
I still say it was Spencer's, but that's fine.
No, it was Hot Topic.
Well, listen, it is a Hot Topic.
Why are you
now,
buying these?
I don't agree with you. Okay. What else is going on this week? It feels like there should be more since this is basically 2 weeks of content.
I thought that we would have, if we recorded on Thursday, my original suggestion was to talk for 2 hours straight and then split it into 2 episodes so we wouldn't have to record tonight.
I know, but then what if something like really important happens? I wouldn't want our show, because we're primarily viewed as a news program. Like people come to us for their hard-hitting news. The fact that I turn this around in like an hours, and this is like, you're hearing us talk like less than a day after we actually talked.
It is very impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
For a non-YouTube based, like we're not TikTok live or anything like that.
We make $0 off the podcast. Now, TikTok we make a little bit, because if you want to go follow us on there, that actually doesn't matter. Just view us from the FYP. There's actually no way that you can like help us because TikTok doesn't care if you like search us out. We need to just randomly show up in your feed, and you need to watch us. So I don't even watch, like, if you follow us, unfollow us. It'd be better if we randomly showed up in your FYP. That's how much that makes sense, but whatever. Speaking of TikTok, for Christmas my wife and I got our son a Nintendo Switch, which is the best Christmas gift that I've ever received. It's got like, you know, we talk about like, oh, like kids don't like toys anymore. Yeah, I get it. Well, you can get a Switch, which costs, you know, a couple $100, and then you can get games for free. Like I'm playing Fortnite for free. I haven't given them a damn cent. I've plugged in like 40 hours into that thing since Christmas.
Oh, wow. Where do you find this time? I wish I had that kind of time.
Listen, you're going to see a sharp decline in the number of videos I produce because I'm transitioning from an action figure journalist to a gaming journalist. So the next time that G4 gets reincarnated, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to have the gaming knowledge.
Wow.
But I did get hooked on Fortnite. It's very fun. I'm very good, but I don't know a lot about it. I'm just good at like the gaming part of it. I don't like I'm a Christmas tree. I'm a Christmas tree character because it was free. I actually have that figure. It's funny. That's like one of the figures I have.
You can see where your action figures come from. That's
so
right.
here's the point. This is why I brought this up. As much as I enjoy playing Fortnite, it made me in no way want to reinvest in those figures.
Okay.
So, like, absolutely, this is why this line from Hasbro failed. There's no incentive to get toys based on the video game you like.
Yeah.
There's no crossover there at all. From my personal experience. Like, maybe it's different for some people. Clearly, Jazzwares has done fine with theirs. So maybe the younger skewing audience is like, oh, I'd really like a toy of my character. But none. Usually, like when I would go see a movie that I would really like, if I really liked it, I would know that I really liked it because I'd be like, oh, now I got to go get the toys. I got to go get the toys.
Sure.
Did not feel that way at all about Fortnite. So there you go.
That's great.
Not great.
Tragedy struck my house. I told you about this right before. Right before.
What?
Well, you were right before the show started. I told you that my son.
I forgot. Oh
no, it's okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Your son. What happened, my boy?
He's okay, but his beloved Beast Lab broke.
Beast Lab from Moose Toys.
From Moose
broke?
Toys. It
broke.
No,
but it's such a quality product. I'm surprised to hear that it would break.
Nearest I can tell is that he overplayed with it. So
he loved it so much. He loved his Beast Labs from Moose Toys so much that he played with it so much.
He did.
That it just finally gave in. It gave in.
So the little stopper at the base that fills and removes the ooze.
That makes the ooze like come back.
Correct.
Yeah.
Snapped and
it's magic. Oh no!
It is magic.
Did the ooze come out? Did it leak out?
A little bit. The gel.
Gross.
it's labeled as gel. So my wife got in touch with Moose Toys.
Oh. They're not from this country.
They aren't. They was an automated message. However,
that was an expensive call.
It asked for a proof of purchase, obviously, and then it asked for a batch number, which is at the base of the beaker.
Yeah, item. Yeah.
Yeah. So she submitted both those, and he'll probably end up getting a replacement.
You think they're gonna send the whole thing?
That's a good question. No,
I do.
They're
wonder.
gonna link it. They're gonna link it back to me and be like, "That's that guy."
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
This address looks familiar.
Yes.
Wait a minute. How did you? No, they're gonna be like, oh, you bought one in addition to the free one that we gave you that you never opened. Wow, we're gonna send you some more stuff. You're just trying to get them to send you stuff instead of
I'm
me.
looking for Bluey things at this point. I didn't get any Bluey.
Do they make Bluey too? Moose makes Bluey.
They do.
Oh, you should have mentioned that. I'll mention that to the guy. I'll be like, we also like Bluey.
I love Bluey. I didn't get any Bluey for Christmas. That was sad.
Ah,
it was like the one thing on my Amazon wish list.
You didn't get Bluey for Christmas?
No.
Damn, that's sad.
I wanted the Family Treehouse, which was, but I did not get it. Was it the Family Tree?
Did it go on clearance? Does that stuff ever go on clearance?
On Amazon, it gets reduced a little bit, but depends.
It's pretty strong. It doesn't need clearance.
It is. There's a couple.
Not
store exclusives usually go on clearance.
Sure. Yeah. That's just how it goes.
That's the
very strong product. Not like the Marvel What If Marvel Legends, which have just been decimated by clearance.
I've been doing my hardest to just like talk you down from your clearance finds of these Marvel Legends because I just by no means am impressed by your purchases.
Well, that is.
I'm sorry. They were all on sale prior to you finding them. They were. I think I even told you that you could get the full set for under $50 at one point.
Let me first say that it was not my goal to impress you. I was just reporting the news that again, I found these for $7. I felt like that was a good price for a Hasbro product.
I went to
That's
Target
fine.
and they were literally the only Marvel Legends left over, and they were
Well, yeah, what
still
else is there?
$7.
There's like the MJ and the Daredevil.
It's
like the only other
it's
thing.
MJ.
Marvel
No,
Legends,
Daredevil didn't make an appearance, but it's MJ, Nick Fury, and Agatha Harkness are the only
Agatha
Marvel
Harkness.
Legends currently at my Target.
So some people were able to find Gamora and who else? There was like
Kingpin?
one Kingpin. Yeah, the other one, the Skrull guy,
Oh yeah.
did not get clearance for some reason.
Oh.
Everyone was looking for that guy because then they wanted to make the Steve Rogers Doom Stomper or whatever. What's it called?
Hydra
Something
Stomper.
Hydra
Hydra.
Stomper.
Did you watch What If at all?
You know, it's funny. Because of the clearance, I was like, well, let's check this shit out. Let's see what's going on. And then I saw that Hot Toys is making that weird Iron Man with all the crazy colors.
Oh yes.
I'm like, what is going on
Sakaar
here?
Iron Man.
So here's the thing with What If. It's just like random bullshit. Like there's no, it's just like someone decided, it's like a brand new story using the MCU characters.
Well, there was a comic book.
Okay, but this is
In the
just random
past.
bullshit. Just random bullshit.
Well, this lines up with the MCU proper.
I know, but someone, the
Yeah.
writing team, is just making up stories. They're like, what if this happened?
No, I think there are some comic-based ones. There is a what is it, 1609? I think there is a Marvel 1609 that one where Peggy Carter goes back to the past, to a dimension where all the to a universe where all the heroes are like medieval characters, Renaissance characters.
Is that where we're at now? Because she got sucked into some portal at the end of an episode I was watching.
Yes.
So I had this on while I was watching Fortnite, so I definitely was not paying attention.
Okay.
But I did actually watch the episode with Hela from Thor.
Yeah,
his
I was
sister.
painting. I was painting when I was watching that episode, so I
la-di-da.
got very
Fancy.
little. Yes.
So that she gets her powers get taken by Anthony Hopkins' character and
Odin.
what's his name? Odin. By Odin's beard.
Right.
Okay. Side note: this is the funniest thing about this is some of the actors do their voices, but then some of
Right.
them are sound-alikes.
Yes.
And it like sort of drives me crazy because I'm like, is that actually? Because that I was like, oh, that's a really good. It's like the
close
Black
enough.
Widow. It's like sometimes that's a really good Scarlett Johansson, but then sometimes it's like, wait a minute, that's not her at all.
I saw Scarlett
Anyway.
Johansson today in Home Alone 3, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I was very excited for the first few seconds of that sentence, and then I was like, oh.
Oh.
How old is that movie?
I don't know. It came out like what, 95?
I was really, did it come out last year? Like, what? She has like a weird contract. It's like, you got to do the Home Alone movies. All right, whatever.
No.
Anyway, What If is weird to me. I kind of like the animation, but then sometimes I don't. Like, I feel like sometimes it turns into like anime, like when there's smoke. It's just like gets really weird. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I know they're doing the zombie show too. Is that going to be the same style?
Are they doing a zombie show?
They are doing a zombie show with
okay.
Wanda is like the lead character in that, I believe.
I would imagine that it's probably going to be
Yeah,
along the
'cause
same
it's
lines.
interesting. It looks. I mean, it looks good. I almost wish that they would just extend the actual MCU stories this way instead of doing these like nothing stories that have no meaning, like no implications. It's like you watch it and you can forget about it because it's not like it's never going to be referenced again.
Right. And it's a completely different universe, so what does it matter?
It just seems like a waste of time because it's like you spend an hour watching a couple of these and then it's like, oh, remember that time that Tony Stark fought the Grandmaster? Like, no, it never happened.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no,
okay.
it never happened. It happened in some
Why
other
did I-
dimension.
Why did it's like, you know, these are the equivalent of the character waking up and it was all a dream. It's like, oh, you're saying it was just a lie the whole time. You just wasted our time as the viewer. Thanks. That's great.
Oh,
Thanks so much for that.
what a bummer.
So I want to go back to the Marvel Legends stuff for a second because these were the plastic-free packaging. I don't know if these are the final figures of plastic-free packaging.
Okay.
But the fact that they put all these lame civilian-looking characters in one set, again, supports our theory that someone at Hasbro wanted to take the plastic-free packaging because these
Well,
did very poorly.
This set, I think this set has been like leaked continuously for like the last 18 months. Remember
Like, we
there
knew
was
it was
like
coming.
some real
Yeah.
like shabby like
right,
flip
really
phone
potato
photos of
quality.
these.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like we knew that Agatha, and then like I think Hasbro had to do damage control and was like, no, these aren't legitimate, but they were.
No, I don't think they were just like, why would you think that? Like, no. And then of course they were real. But like, not as like, is there a single superhero character? It was like all people in suits and women.
I think we got Goliath, and that was it.
Goliath?
Who's that? Goliath, at least in the MCU theatrical, was the Lawrence Fishburne character from Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp. He just grew.
What If set?
Yeah.
What? I don't remember. I don't know. He had a part of the Build-A-Figure?
I believe he did, yeah.
All right, I'll have to go.
He looked like Blue Ant-Man, but he was...
Oh.
Yeah.
Blue Ant-Man. I thought he was in the Ant-Man set. He was in the What If set?
Wasn't he?
I think he was in the Ant-Man set.
Oh,
I think he was in
shit.
the Ant-Man set. Yeah, I think he was in the
But
Ant-Man set.
as the What If version of him?
Yes. I do think
What?
so. Yeah.
Ugh.
Because you had Agatha, you had Nick Fury,
Yep.
you had
Kingpin.
Gamora, Kingpin, Skrullos, whatever the fuck his name was. Well, that's 5. So maybe you're right. I don't know. I can't think of the other one.
You know
Whatever.
why this is you know why this confusion is happening is because it was plastic free.
Yeah, we don't know. We can't see the figure.
We just don't know.
We can see it at Ollie's next year.
Sure.
All right, this show got real long.
That's
Any
great.
other big
That's what
stories
we
you want to
wanted.
cover?
Think of
Any other
anything.
big stories you want to cover for this week?
There's
Turtles of Grayskull are in stock. You can buy those everywhere now.
$20.99, that price point.
Yeah, way too much. Way too much.
I'm not touching that one with a
Not for that price,
10-foot
pal.
power sword.
Ooh, look at that. NECA Vault? What is this?
Right, what is the NECA Vault? Everything's
is
a
this?
vault.
And
Is it?
I know everything's a vault.
Wait,
The year of the vault.
NECA Vault. The NECA Vault, isn't that just Auto T?
Well, that's why it's even extra confusing. 'Cause
I'm
they
so
didn't.
confused.
I don't think it said NECA Vault, but it was a picture, a graphic of a vault, like
yeah.
spinning, opening. So it obviously this is going to be like older product that they bring back, right? Like
Some-
what else could
some-
it be? What else could this be?
I don't know.
So is there anything you hope? Anything you hope for?
No, I
if
don't
that's
put a
what
lot
it is.
in. I don't put a lot of faith in NECA because, well, not so much in because they just
Their
release stuff over
announcements.
and over again anyway. You
Well,
know,
that's
they
true.
did that with the Spider Gremlin, the Bat Gremlin. They all just come out eventually
Yeah.
again.
I mean,
the
that's good
Mogwai.
though. We
It is
can't say that's a
good.
bad. Like if you're
It's
trying
not.
to like get secondary value on this stuff, it sucks. But like as we talked about last week with the HasLab stuff, probably not a good idea. Can't count on that.
I think everybody because it all just links back to Turtles. I think everybody wants to see those original Turtles come back.
The cartoon ones that didn't look like the cartoon ones.
Were they the cartoon ones that didn't look like? No. The ones even before that. The Mirage style Turtles.
Oh no, there's no chance. There's no
yeah.
chance because that's like a whole like a different version of NECA, and those have been bootlegged. They've been bootlegged so much.
They have.
That was why Randy was like, not happening. No, yeah. So keep dreaming. I think I would be so surprised.
We need
I'd
to go
be
back
shocked.
to the Suncoast video days where
Yeah.
it's a collection
Oh
of
my
Christmas
God.
story figures
Yes.
and a leg
I got
lamp.
those from Newberry Comics. They were up on the top shelf. I was like,
Yeah, there we go.
yes, give me one of those. Thank you. I had something else I just wanted to mention very quickly. They're making the product. We've seen the product now for this new Godzilla, the kids line for Godzilla versus King Kong. There's a Godzilla in like the gimp suit from Pulp Fiction. Is that what I'm like? I don't under. It's supposed to like he transforms from like.
Is that the one I
Godzilla-
sent you?
Yeah, I don't understand
Godzilla
what's going
evolved.
on here. He evolved. You got to rip all his skin off, and then he's just Godzilla
Right.
again. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
so he like
What is
sheds
this?
his skin and he like becomes
bizarre.
like svelte. It's what is that? It's Godzilla if he takes look over
He's
here.
taking some tips from Mothra. It's like how you
No, yeah,
shed
not
your
Mothra.
skin, you transform.
What's that weight loss?
Yeah,
Is that
Mothra.
weight loss? Yeah, I know Mothra.
Oh,
Ozempic.
Exapen?
No, Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Yeah,
Ozempic.
it's Godzilla on Ozempic.
Oh, okay.
Sheds it all off.
Is that
without
what
an
that
issue.
drug does? He just shows you. Very bizarre. I don't think those toys look good at all. People are trying to make them seem like they're
People
better
are
than
like
that. They
hyping
look
them
crap.
up like crazy.
They
They're
look
like,
crap.
these are the
I'm
most
sorry.
amazing things. It's got
Look at
King Kong with his power glove.
Oh my god, this is the worst. Zoom in on the eyes on the baby gorilla. They look like the
Right.
fried eggs from the Indiana Jones. Terrible. Get out of here with that. I don't care if you got free ones. I don't want them. You can keep them Playmates.
Oh,
Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember.
on this show of shows, you cannot remember.
Whatever. We'll be back again next week if you have power.
I do. I'm doing
All right.
pretty good so far.
Yeah, but the snow hasn't started yet. You're gonna.
That's okay.
You're gonna lose it.
This is my battery backup. I'm good. Look at that. Look at that power.
Oh. All right, Bill.
Thank-
Anything else for this big week?
Can't think of anything. Go support your local Pop-Tart, but that's about it.
Consume him. That's what he wants. It's what they want.
It
you know,
is.
it's what they want. Give them what they want. They want to be consumed. All right, everybody. Well, you know what we said. We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I still wanna be a Toys R Us kid.